Alright guys, so I couldn't find my tarp that I use and my... Alright guys, so I couldn't find my tarp that I use for my glue ups. So I had to use some of my shooting paper, my Target shooting paper. But it's alright, because the table that I have in the bottom, of course, is my table saw. I don't want to mess that up. Then I'm gonna have a hard time sanding it and trying to cut my pieces. So I will use my shooting target. They're not that bad. I have a bunch of these targets, so different types, so I don't mind using 3 of them just for this glue up. I'm gonna stagger it just because on some of them they have cracks. I just don't want to deal with it. I have enough material to be able to use. I only need 52 inches on length. should be enough. My wife's been wanting a coffee table. So I have been wanting to do a coffee table for a very long time. So I got some extra wood that I had laying out for a while. So I just figured I'll do something with it. And of course, the project will be my coffee table. I'm not gonna do biscuits or dominoes on it just because it is gonna sit on top of another table, so it's gonna be plenty strong by itself. I do have a very small shop, so I'm trying to do my best working with it. Hopefully within time I'll be able to actually get something bigger that will work for me. I mean, this still works. I'm not complaining, but you always gotta start off somewhere, right? If you guys wanna see the shop or where I'm working at, how I have my setups, let me know, leave a comment. Leave a comment to see what you guys think, if you guys want to see it or not. If you guys are interested, if you guys don't, that's fine. Thank you for still watching. And if any of my professional woodworkers, guys that love to give out pointers for people that are just starting on their small little shop, a way of organizing it, what kind of tools will I need to start off with. I do need to get a couple of more tools, but I mean, as far as what do you guys recommend, as far as what will I need first, you know, you guys leave a comment, let me know. This table saw that you guys see here, it's a really old beat up table saw. I mean, it still gets the job done. I'd love to get one of those new ones, especially the ones that have the sensor. You know what, maybe not. I heard a lot of stuff. I heard good reviews and I heard bad reviews about them. You guys leave comment also on that, because I am gonna buy a new table saw. I wanted to get the ones that have the safety, that if it senses your skin, or you cutting a weenie or you cutting a hot dog, the blade would automatically mess itself up and jam a piece of aluminum into the blade or the motor, whatever it is, and stop the blade right away. I'm thinking of getting one, but you know what, now that I do want one. They're, like I said, I heard good reviews about them, but some of them, they were saying that if you're not careful with your wood and you have like little metal shavings or staples or something like that, that it will that if it senses any type of I heard some stuff about those table saws that if you have like a staple or some little piece of metal in the wood, that'll do the same thing. It censors it and it'll just jam that. It'll jam. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on this clamping. That it will jam that blade and stop it. I'm not sure how expensive is those blades or to be able to set everything back up. But like I said, if you guys have any kind of information about that, leave a comment, let me know. All right, so that's a very good squeeze. I don't know if I over tighten it, but I think it'll be fine. I didn't plane it to be able to get a good level joint on it, but it's 1-inch material. I'm gonna bring it down to close to 3/4 anyways. 3/4, or I don't know, something like that. 3/4, 13/16, because I'm gonna still do a build up around it, so it could have like a 1.5 inch front reveal. Yep. that's that. And this one I'm gonna just glue it. Put some 2.5-inch nails, 2.5-inch screws. And that's it. I know a lot of people don't, but it's very important for you to always countersink your material. You know, it gives you yeah, it's always good to countersink your material just so you won't get any kind of splits, and with time it just cracks throughout when it gets hot, cold, wood start expanding, stuff like that. Not only that, but if you're the type that likes to cover your holes, you could always put some dowels, cut them, sand it, and it's nice and finished. If you don't have one of these clamps, a table clamp, you could always use some long pin nails and kind of hold it in place while you countersink it. Even though I'm holding it, as long as I keep it straight while I'm doing my countersink, if it moves while you're putting your screw in, it's always gonna line back up. One thing that I'm actually thinking about doing, I see a lot of people that like to leave it finished with no screws, or do their finish with no screws on it, or trying to do, I've seen some people trying to finish their projects putting little dowels and cut them off and stuff like that. One thing I'm gonna try to do is, I haven't seen it out there, I'm gonna clamp it, put some yellow glue on it or wood glue, and get a bit and drill through the whole thing and get a long dowel, and then just hammer it like if it would have been a screw. I'm pretty sure it worked the same way. I've never done it, but I'm gonna try it out. See how that works. On all my projects that I had, I never used one of these clamps. I've always used like pipe clamps or those corner squares. I'm not sure what you call them, those corner clamps. And that's all I used. now that I have this one, man, I love it. And this table, I got it from Harbor Freight. I've gotten a couple of stuff from Harbor Freight, like for quick little projects, stuff that when I'm either out somewhere and I don't have my regular tools, I'll just go and get something from there very, very quick, very cheap. And I don't have an issue using them. I don't care they're from Harbor Freight. They're pretty cool. They're not expensive, and they actually do work. They work perfectly. This one I am gonna have to use that clamp because it just doesn't want to stay. I see a lot of people using pocket screws. That's perfectly fine as well. Not something that I will use unless I'm building a finished cabinet, some sort of a cabinet. You could also, if you don't want to use your dowels or don't have any, and you have a lot of sawdust left over from the wood you are using, and you want to cover this with so it can look as natural as possible, you could always get the same sawdust, mix it up with some glue, and use it up to cover this up. It works fine. Be able to mark my other center, or to be able to mark the center instead of eyeballing it like that and kind of leaving it a little bit loose. I want to try something for this one. I'm gonna just grab some wedges or some leftover material, put it right underneath it, just to raise the material up a little bit. Now I can hammer this down a bit. Once it goes down just enough, now I can put this one over the top. And there it is. Now that I have it this way, let me get now that we have it this way, we can mark it. Let me get my favorite pencil. So now you guys can see how it's gonna look. Now that we have it there, I could come over here and Mark this edge. Mark my other edge. Alright, I could probably do a line here, which one goes where. And then I'll flip it over and do the same thing to the other side. Alright, so now that I have it all adjusted, it's gonna be 10 degrees, and of course keep this one straight. I already did my first cut on it. I'm gonna set a stop. So this one, like every other chop saw, they have a stop. So I'm gonna fix the stop. That way I don't have to make any kind of a jig. Alright, once you have your stop, then you could continue with everything else. Alright, so my phone, I'm recording on my iPhone, so my iPhone overheated and it just shut the whole thing down. I wasn't able to record to finish, but you guys seen how I was doing the cuts for them. These are the cuts, they're overlapping and now they're nice and straight, so you don't have to worry about doing one main one and then cutting the smaller parts and then tacking them through the side and having all that, you know, all the screws or pin nails or all that nasty mess on the side. Now all you have to do is just attach it from the bottom, from the top, and it's gonna look all finished. This one's already gonna get painted green, almost like a distressed green. So I'll keep on. So where it needs to be, so where it really needs to be covered really good, it'll be mostly on the corners. Because when you start sanding, your corners are gonna ones, those are the ones that are gonna be showing first. So you wanna make sure you give it a good coat on that one. Everything else is just gonna be sanded little by little until you start seeing some color. Alright guys, and here it is. This is my client's coffee table. And finish that. And if she doesn't, then this is her finished product. It's all rugged, rusted,